Getting all around my room, my world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the video here on the World of Juice channel, and welcome back to the series finale of the New England Patriots 10-year dynasty. It is episode number 10, year number 10, and it's probably coming at a good time that this series is now wrapping up because, ladies and gentlemen, it's finally here. After 11 years absence and 3 years of waiting for the game after it was originally announced on Twitter, college football, EA Sports College Football 25 has been released, and it is everything we hoped for. Now, there are obviously some bugs. There are obviously some bugs and some glitches and some things that need patches. That's with any first game release. That's going to happen, but it is amazing. It's just nice to have a college football game that is modern day, that is updated with updated graphics, updated players, updated everything, basically. It just feels good to have a modern college football game instead of having a game that was 11 years old with the way that it looked and everything, and on 2 previous generations of consoles. So it's nice. Let's just say that. So it's good that this series is ending, because I'm probably not going to do another 10-year series. The only way I do another 10-year series is if I do just a 10-year rebuild in one video. But we do have Madden 25 that's coming out in August as well, like I've been saying. We'll see how the temperature is on Madden 25. A lot of people have been saying they're not even going to play 2K25 when it comes out in September, whenever that is, whenever it comes out, because they're just going to be playing college football. So if they're not going to be, if these gamers aren't going to be playing 2K, what does that mean for Madden? We'll have to wait and see. I do want to play Madden, and I will put out some content, but I don't know. We'll see how the rise of college football is. But we are wrapping up this. We have completed basically all of the goals that we needed to complete. We have rebuilt the New England Patriots. We have turned them back into the dynasty that they have been in the past. We've gotten the Patriots back to the top of the football world. We have made Drake May into the arguably second greatest quarterback to ever play football, right behind Tom Brady. So we've turned him into that. We have just had tremendous amounts of success this entire series, and now we end it off here. But I say we've had tremendous success and not we're having tremendous success because of one crucial thing. The end of that last episode, episode number 9, we lost basically our entire team to free agency because we could not pay them. We didn't have enough money. And that is on me. I understand. I probably should have managed the cap a little bit better and made some smarter decisions. But I was just blindsided, and I was blinded by all of the championship success we were going to have and all this kind of stuff. And so I just completely forgot about managing the money a little bit better. So it came back to bite me in a hard way. And in the end of the last episode, we lost a lot of talent. So we have some very big holes that we tried to fill in the draft. And I think to an extent we did, but we're still certainly not as good of a team as we had been the past couple of years. I don't even know if we'll make the playoffs this year. It all depends on how good Drake May plays. But the defense is significantly weaker than it used to be. And it's going to be a tough little challenge to wrap up the series. But maybe we can get the job done, and maybe we can sneak into the playoffs and have some Cinderella success. You never know. It's all possible in the series finale. If you're going to enjoy, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Definitely make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Not only to get that not subscriber ratio a little bit closer together, but also you don't want to miss out on any of the college football content that I have coming out very, very soon, and probably even already up on the channel. So you do not want to miss out on any of it, so make sure you're subscribed so you won't. But let's get into the video. My voice is going. It's already the start of the video. That's not a good sign. Let's get into it and try to finish off this season in the best way possible. We are almost 10 years into the future. And remember, we are not going further than the regular season in this episode. We are not going to the draft. We are not going to free agency. We are not going to any of that. The farthest we will go is the season recap to see what happened with like the awards and everything. So that's not even an issue. Off-season, all that kind of stuff, re-signing players. Nobody really cares about that at this episode. This is the team. We lost Kevin Callahan to free agency. We lost one of our receivers. Who was it? Oh, it was all the Patriot receiver. We lost Javon Baker to free agency. We lost another receiver to free agency. I can't remember exactly who it is. We were able to have good enough depth on the offensive line where we were able to not really feel that too much. Losing some of the players there. We kept Brock Bowers. We kept the most important piece, which is Drake May. But the defense is where it took the biggest hit. We lost on the defensive line. We lost Michael Givens. We lost our safety, Jaquez Session. We did bring in a rookie who looks to be fairly good with Snead. We brought in Bingham. We lost our free safety as well. So we lost a lot of cornerback depth. So we lost a lot of talent on this team, but we kept the main pieces like Zach Gore, Corbett, Christian Barmore, Jerzon Newton, Gonzo, and Evans. So a lot of the core pieces of the defense are still here, but they took the biggest hit. More so than the offense did, because we still have Keon Coleman, we still have Romeo Doubs, we still have Drake May and Brock Bowers, obviously. So as long as the offensive line can hold up even a little bit to what they had been in the past, we should be fairly comfortable with how we simulate this season. The question is, are we going to be we're certainly not going to be as dominant as we have been in the past, but are we going to be competitive with the rest of the teams in the division? So competitive, in fact, that we win the division and make the playoffs? I don't know. It is really up in the air. I think that we will still make the playoffs because Drake May is just that talented, and his offense didn't take as big of a hit. If the defense allows a lot of points, then that's where we're going to be. That's where our struggles are going to be. So hopefully the defense can hold up every week just enough so that we don't let up so many points that we lose every game, because that'd be pretty embarrassing. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think we will be over 500. I think we will win enough games to make the playoffs. How far do we go in the playoffs? That's another question. That's too far down the line. I have no idea how far we go in the playoffs. Probably we win maybe one game and then get bumped. That would be my prediction. But it all is up in the air right now. We're going to simulate the entire year, see how this Patriots team does now down so many players that we lost in free agency. It's going to be very crazy, but it is the final year. Can Drake May get any more accolades to maybe even give you a question of if he's better than Tom Brady? I guess we'll find out. Let's simulate to the end of the year and see the results. Okay, so technically I was right. We do go over 500. We finished 9-8, and you can just see the lack of talent that we had on defense, or maybe not the lack of talent is a poor way to phrase that. The loss of talent is probably a better way to say it. The loss of talent that we had from this past season in the free agency, losing all those talented guys, really impacted us. And it probably impacted us on the offense as well, with that offensive line kind of taking a step back. Not as big of a step back, but a slight step back. Drake May, on the other hand, did not seem to matter that he lost a couple of receivers, because he went 4,300 yards and didn't throw a single pick the entire year. 31 touchdowns to 0 interceptions. Are you kidding me, Drake May? That is a freaking fantastic year, and he was uber efficient as well with his 72% completion percentage, as he usually is. He's probably the most efficient quarterback in all of NFL history at this point. These are fantastic numbers. I don't know if he's going to win another MVP. He probably doesn't have enough touchdowns for that, but still, regardless, these are fantastic numbers. Deshaun Gore, in his first year as a starter, put up 18 touchdowns as a rookie, but didn't get over 1,000 yards. That's still pretty awesome for him. And actually, Jalen Polk got 1,000 yards. Not what I would expect. I would expect, obviously, Romeo Doubs to be in his place, but it looks like Jalen Polk, for some reason, was he might have been the slot. That's why. Jalen Polk might have been the slot receiver. That's probably why he got over 1,000 yards. That makes sense. Keon Coleman, 1,400 yards, 6 touchdowns. Very good season from everybody here. And then defensively, Zach Gore, as you would expect, and Kevin Corbett, both the two stud linebackers. Two of my favorite players I've drafted in a long time. 122 tackles for Gore, 100 tackles for Kevin Corbett. DeAndre Sutton had a pretty good season. Gonzo had a good year, so did Marquand Evans. Marquise Snead, the rookie strong safety, had a pretty solid season. Tackle for loss leader was Jerzon Newton with 19. Barmore had 17. Flowers had 12. This guy is the guy that replaced Mike, what's his name? I said it earlier in the video, didn't I? And I'm blanking on it. Givens, Michael Givens. I forgot his name for a second. He replaced Michael Givens, and he had a pretty productive year. Nothing too crazy, but he was a low overall to start with, so he's never going to have that crazy of a year. Newton led the team in sacks as well with 13.5, 4 for Barmore and Flowers, 2 for Dion Hall, and a 1.5 for a couple other guys. Marquand Evans, the now number 2 corner, led us in interceptions with 2, and then a couple guys had 1. Okay. But we make the playoffs. We make the playoffs again. Now, do we make the Super Bowl? Highly, highly doubtful that we make the Super Bowl. But it is, I guess, possible, technically. And we sneak past the New York Jets 28-17 in the wild card round. That's beautiful. Love to see that. But now we play the Ravens. I don't know who's on their team still. I don't know if they still have Lamar Jackson or... Oh, they do. Okay. Makes sense. They still have Lamar Jackson right there. And, Sidney Woodard, our free safety, got star development in that game. That's pretty awesome. That is pretty darn awesome. Do we beat the Baltimore Ravens? I highly doubt we beat the Baltimore Ravens, even with a veteran Lamar Jackson, like an old Lamar. Yeah, 24-21. We get bumped, finally. We've been in the Super Bowl like the last 4 straight years or something like that. So our streak finally comes to an end, but we have built quite the dynasty here in New England. I don't know how sustainable it's going to be because we have no money. And the Ravens actually do make it to the Super Bowl against the Rams. Jermaine Flowers gets 2 more upgrade points. We might have found ourselves another Michael Givens replacement. Now, he's not obviously the talent level that Michael Givens was out the gates, but Jermaine Flowers could get right up there. There's no stopping him, especially if he develops like crazy. And the Ravens end up winning the Super Bowl in the final season, so Lamar Jackson says, the dynasty's over. We're starting our own dynasty, and he gets himself a Super Bowl. And now look at all the money we have now. All right, so we'll take a look at the season recap first, and then we'll take a look at the team to wrap up the video. Drake May ends up winning the Super Bowl, or not Super Bowl, winning the MVP. So another MVP added to his resume. And Deshaun Gore won Offensive Rookie of the Year, and Jermaine Flowers won Defensive Rookie. We got both of the Rookies of the Year and the MVP of the league. Man, I thought that this year was just going to be kind of like a wash, but we end up coming away with some very good individual awards to help the development of the future. We've now got our running back of the future guaranteed with Deshaun Gore, and our defensive lineman of the future guaranteed with Jermaine Flowers. All that previously was kind of up in the air. But we've done 10 years of New England Patriot football in this rebuild. In year 1, the Jets got a Super Bowl against the Packers. Aaron Rodgers going up against his former team. I think we talked about that in that episode. Then the Packers go and get their revenge, but not on the Jets. They beat the Ravens. We haven't made our resurgence yet. We're still building at this point. Year 3, Josh Allen gets a championship. We're still building. Year 4, Ravens get a championship with Lamar Jackson shutting out the Commanders. Still building, 4 years. And now we start to make our resurgence. It took us 4 years to rebuild the team. And then year 5 is when we announce ourselves and reveal that we are Studley and that we get our first championship of the video. Drake May gets Super Bowl MVP. Then we go to year 6. We go back-to-back. We beat the Packers in back-to-back years. Drake May gets another Super Bowl MVP, and crucially, his first MVP of the league, and he gets Offensive Player of the Year. Then we go 3-peat against the Rams. Drake May gets another MVP of the league, and Marquand Evans gets Super Bowl MVP. Then we go 4-peating against the Cowboys, with Drake May winning another league MVP and winning Super Bowl MVP. And then we go 5-peat. 5 championships in a row. We never lost in the Super Bowl in this series, which is something that I think has never happened in a 10-year dynasty that I've done. I think we've lost at least one time in the Super Bowl game in any other 10-year. Maybe that's not true, but I know it's true for most of them at least. That we go and lose at least one Super Bowl of them. And then, obviously, we didn't make it this past year. So, Drake May, his total awards, his MVPs, he's got 1, he's got 2, he's got 3, he's got 4. He's got 4 MVPs of the league. He's also got at least 1 Offensive Player of the Year. He's got 1 Offensive Player of the Year, 4 MVPs, 5 Super Bowls. Does that put him in conversations with Tom Brady? Probably not, because Brady's got 7 Super Bowls. But, I mean, Drake May certainly would be a good number 2. And let's take a look at his career numbers. Let's take a look at, I guess we could just go to the actual career thing if I just go to that. Career stats, because all of this is going to be simulated stuff because he was a rookie when we started. So 43,000 yards in 10 seasons, 342 touchdowns, 65 interceptions, and a career percentage of 73 on his completion. He threw 5,000 attempts, and he had a 73. I mean, that's uber efficient. I don't know if you get any more efficient than that with a guy that's got over 5,000 attempts. That is a historic career for Drake May, and it's probably only going to get even better if we went even longer than this. Then rushing, he obviously leads in the rushing because Deshaun Gore only had the one season. Keon Coleman leads our team with 12,000 yards. Then Romeo Dobbs is 11,600. Bowers had 7,000. Polk had 3,000. We don't get to see the numbers for the other Patriot players, but that's okay. Defensively, Zach Gore not a top of the tackle list. I thought he would, even though he has 5 years less than Christian Gonzalez. I thought he would have more tackles than Gonzalez over the period, but it's not going to be. I guess I thought that Zach Gore had been here longer than he had, but he's third, which is just crazy to say. And then Corbett's second with 673. Gonzalez obviously leads with 807. Tackle for loss leader is Jerzon Newton because I'm pretty sure we got him after the first season. Then Barmore is right there. I thought Barmore would be a higher up, but he's not. Sack leader is Newton with 71, 67 for Barmore, and then it drops off significantly with the sacks. 18 interceptions in the career of Christian Gonzalez. Now, obviously, he was already a rookie the year prior, so he's got 1 year in, but he did get hurt that year, so his stats kind of aren't as full as they probably could be. I don't remember what team Michael Givens went to is the only problem. I don't remember. It's been a while since I recorded that episode number 9, so I don't remember exactly what episode or what team he went to. I feel like it was a team in the NFC, but I don't remember for sure. He's going to be up here for sacks, I would assume. I guess we could just do it this way through all of the NFL. Where is Givens? I just want to, since he's one of our favorite players, I want to see how he did his entire career. Here he is, Michael Givens. He went to the Eagles, that's right. So he ends up with 286 career tackles, 59 tackles for loss, and 39.5 sacks, but he was only here for like 6 or 7 years, so it's not like his career is bad. He still got his prime ahead of him, basically, so he's still got a lot of work to do. But that is the career stats for everybody. And we can take a look at this final team. I want to see some depth trade upgrades because I know we got the free safety. He got an upgrade. So we get star development for Deshaun Gore. That's going to be huge now that he won Offensive Rookie of the Year. He's going to be our new franchise running back, presumably. We lost Michael Onwenu. He retired, so now Douglas goes to fill in that spot. And then on defense, Bingham has superstar development, Flowers has superstar development, and Newton goes up to superstar. And Woodard, obviously, we knew got star. So Bingham, I would assume, just had superstar out the gates because he didn't get any like upgrades or anything. So yeah, he doesn't go up to superstar. He just had superstar naturally. The drafting god is still here. And then this man right here, Jermaine Flowers, has had a career breakthrough. He gets Defensive Rookie of the Year, which gives him superstar dev. Oh my God, Jermaine Flowers is unbelievable. So he was naturally going to go up to star development, and then he gets the Defensive Rookie of the Year, which boosts him up to superstar. I mean, I was sad when we lost Michael Givens, but having Jermaine Flowers as his replacement seems pretty good. Now, if we were going to go any further, some things that we would have to probably adjust. We'd have to get a replacement for Christian Barmore at some point. I guess we could move Newton into D tackle and then get another defensive lineman, like another edge rusher. That's a possibility, but we could go either way on that. We'd have to fill in some cornerback depth because even though DeAndre Sutton and Marquise Evans are very good, or Marquand Evans, Marquand Evans are very good, we still need some good depth on there because Christian Gonzalez is getting a little bit older, so we're going to have to fill in that. All we got to do really is have the free safety Woodard just develop. Same thing with Snead. We have a pretty solid defensive line or a linebacking core. We probably have to get a replacement for Deion Hall at some point because Deion Hall is 30 now and he hasn't really ever taken that next step. So getting another outside linebacker would be on the agenda. As far as the offense goes, building up that next generation of receivers is probably priority number 1. We already have our running back, we already have our quarterback, we already have our tight end, and the 2 replacements. Offensive line would probably be that next thing after building up the receiving core again. We'd have to get all new replacements here because all these guys are slightly older now. So that's a priority number 2. But priority number 1 would probably be to get this depth in wide receiver core back to where it was at one point a couple episodes ago. So this is the final team. I'm super excited about it. I like it. I had such a good time with this series, man. It was so fun. Had a great time. We won 5 championships. We built Drake May into the stud that we knew he could be. And I'm probably going to do this again when Madden 25 officially drops so that we have the actual Drake May and not just some created quarterback that resembles Drake May. So I'm probably going to do this again with them. I think I do it every year. That's my first 10-year rebuild, or one of my first videos, actually, is doing the 10-year series on the new game. So that's probably what's going to happen with Madden 25. We will come back to these Patriots once again, but in the new game, the new era of Madden 25 with this new team and stuff. So I'm excited for that. Hope you guys enjoyed this series. It was super fun. We built some great players, like the rise of Jermaine Flowers. All right, this guy's just going to keep getting better. He's probably going to become an X Factor very soon, within the next couple of years, I would think. We saw the greatness and the dominance of these two linebackers. The next, like, Patrick Willis, Navarro Bowman type of matchup right here. The combination of speed and just raw talent these two guys possess. What a great 1-2 punch these guys are. And we had a lot of fun. We drafted a lot of fun guys. We traded for some fun guys in, like, Romeo Doubs and Keon Coleman. I think I traded for both of those guys. I might have signed Romeo Doubs in free agency. I can't remember. But I'm pretty sure I traded for Keon Coleman. But we had some fun. We had some absolute fun, and I had a great time. I hope you guys did too. But now we can look forward to College Football 25. I'm super excited about that as well. Make sure you're subscribed, like I said earlier, because you do not want to miss out on the content, the plethora of content that I've got ready to go for you all. If you enjoyed, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Thank you so much for stopping by and watch. I truly appreciate it, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.